Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we're continuing my 2022 year-end top 10s as we are going to look at my number one super middleweight in the world right now at 168 pounds, the reigning and undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Canelo entered the year pretty much as the pound-for-pound king of boxing, as he had unified all three belts. He fought 3 times in 2021, unified the WBO belt with the WBC and WBA belts that he already had when he defeated Billy Joe Saunders, and then he became the undisputed champ in November when he knocked out Caleb Plant to grab a hold of the IBF belt and join all 4 super middleweight titles together. We're also going to talk about the state of the 168 pound division once we're done with Canelo. But for Canelo entering the year, entering this year now, he comes in previously number 1. He is so he stays number 1. He's 32 years old now. Canelo's been banging it around for a long time now, so surprising that he's at 32. Just yesterday it seemed like he was still a kid, but now sitting at 32 years old. Overall, he's 58, 2-2, and he's got 39 knockouts. So Canelo in May, he signed a 2-fight deal with the Zone, and in May he decided to move up to 175 to challenge Dimitri Bivol, try to become a 2-time world champion at 175. And this time proved much different than when he fought Sergey Kovalev back in 2019. This time, Bivol wasn't 10 weeks removed from a war with Anthony Yard, like Kovalev was, and he wasn't, past it. Even though Kovalev was still pretty much top 1 or 2 guys at 175, he wasn't the young Kovalev. And Canelo in this one struggled because of the footwork and the counterpunching ability of Dimitri Bivol and the combination punching. It was just a deadly combination against Canelo, as Canelo really didn't, after the first half of the fight, he really didn't have an answer for what Bivol was coming at him with. So he was getting tagged with some good shots, and finally it was too much, as he would drop a unanimous decision as he was attempting to capture the 175 belt title. But he was still champ at 168, and the second fight in his deal was for a 3rd fight with unified middleweight champ Triple G Gennady Golovkin. So in September, Canelo moved back down to 168 and would defend against the middleweight champ Triple G, who was moving up to fight him. This was a 3rd fight. The first 2 fights ended very close and controversial. This time, Canelo pretty much dominated the action for the first 8 rounds, and then Triple G closed the gate. He closed the gap and did well during the last 4 rounds, making it closer. But at the end of it, Canelo won a deserving unanimous decision as he pushed forward towards hopefully something big in 2023, and that's where we stand now. Canelo enters the year, and here's what happened. After the fight with Triple G, I guess he had a hand injury that needed surgery, so he did that, and the original talks was that he wouldn't be back until September. Those plans changed as, I guess, a speedy recovery. Canelo said before the end of the year that he was going to come back in May, but against a tune-up type fight, and then he wanted to fight Bivol in September in a rematch. So the fight in May looks to be like a mandatory fight against WBO interim champion at 168, John Ryder. And Canelo could be going to the United Kingdom for that fight, which would be big. He'd probably sell out one of those big arenas. And, Canelo's likely going to be going, there. From what I'm hearing, he could very well fight in Vegas again. But, there's been a lot of talks about him and John Ryder. That would be the perfect kind of quote-unquote tune-up fight, even though Ryder's a top 3 super middleweight. And then in September, the likely fight would be for Canelo would be a showdown with Dimitri Bivol, but Bivol has made it clear now that he's willing to come down to 168 to challenge Canelo for the undisputed title there. He says for him, it's not about money, that it's about belts, that he wants to collect belts. And to come down and fight for undisputed at 168, that'd be a challenge for a guy who's a career light heavyweight, but that's what he says he'd like to do. So right now the talks are, is Canelo gonna take that option? I mean, if Canelo was smart, he would. He'd have the rematch at 168, and if he beats him again, or if he beats him and they want to have a rubber match, he can do that at whatever weight he wanted. But Canelo, if he's smart, he'll take that option. But that fight could fall to the wayside if Bivol decides to go after a showdown with Artur Beterbiev instead. I think Eddie Hearn and company will direct Bivol to face somebody like a Joshua Buatsi in the first half of the year at light heavyweight, and then go after Canelo in September. But Bivol really would like an undisputed fight at 175 against Artur Beterbiev. So we'll see. But hey, that fight might still be in the cards heading into 2024 if he moves down to 168 and even loses to Canelo or whatever with Canelo. I mean, he might be able to make history and come down to 168, go after undisputed there, and then move back to 175 and go after undisputed. So that would be historic right there if Bivol could do that in consecutive fights. So we'll see what goes down, but I believe Canelo's going to get his way. I think he's going to fight Ryder, and then I think he's going to fight Bivol. And to be honest, if he fights Bivol at 168, then I'm going to favor Canelo to win that fight. I just think that's a lot of weight to cut, and Canelo's all about wearing his opponent down with body punching. So that's what I think Canelo's going to do in 2023. Now, the state of the 168-pound division is that the division's getting better. It is. It's not. It's getting deeper. Some of the guys that were, like Ali Akhmedov and Carlos Gongora, those guys are going to get more active this year. Yes, the division still centers around what Canelo's doing, but some of the other guys want to fight each other now. Canelo's going to fight John Ryder most likely. Benavidez and Plant are going to fight. Daniel Jacobs, maybe he'll make his presence felt at 168 again this year. Maybe he'll dedicate himself and really go after it. Demetrius Andrade is here. There's a chance that Jermall Charlo's moving to 168. So I really think this division, in a sense, is turning over in terms of opponents for Canelo to choose from. And I think by the end of the year, we could be seeing David Benavidez seriously knocking on the door for Canelo, saying, hey, let's do this now. I'm the man. And if Canelo decides he doesn't want that and he goes to 175, then this division will sincerely turn over, as Canelo will have to give up at least 1 or 2 belts. So we'll see what happens. As of right now, though, Canelo still owns the division, in my opinion. As the undisputed champion, he dictates terms here, and he's going to do pretty much what he wants. So we'll see what goes on in 2023, but that's it. That's what I got. That's my #1 super middleweight in the world right now at 168 pounds, the undisputed champion, Canelo Alvarez, and the state of the 168-pound super middleweight division. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.